going over the UAV Scrorestreak and modules. This is a staple of the Call of Duty series, and in its stock form is probably less useful than in previous versions of the game. Because of the added movement speed and weaker perks in general in the game, especially in Tier 1, a lot of people are running low profile, making your UAV a little bit less useful. The UAV gives you 9 total radar sweeps at a 4-second interval. That lasts about 32 seconds. This will give you a general idea where they're at, but they can obviously move quite a bit in that time before the next sweep comes. For 50 more score, you can add the speed module. This will give you 18 total sweeps at a 2-second interval. This really helps out because you're going to have a lot better idea where someone's at with that sweep coming across every 2 seconds. So if they're moving a lot, you'll know where they are at a 2-second interval as opposed to 4. And you can see here just how fast that sweep is coming through. It's really updating you quite often where exactly they're at, so it gives you a better idea what move you should be making next. Earn extra assist points for 50 score. It just gives you a 50% boost and increases the points you get from an assist from 10 to 15. I think it's basically useless. It helps in ground war because you get a lot more assists during that because there's a lot more people, a lot more kills, but generally not as useful of a module, and I really wouldn't recommend it. The extra module is a really useful one. It costs 100 extra, but it gives you 4 more radar sweeps, or 8 if you're using the speed module as well, and about 16 seconds or 50% more time. So that gives you a lot longer time finding the enemy, helping you out. Scrambler module is not something I use often, but it is effective. It gives you that counter UAV effect on the enemy's minimap, kind of scrambling it up so they don't know where you're at. Definitely useful, not something that you know directly that you're getting extra points off of, but it can definitely help your team. For 200 score, you can get the enemy detection module. It gives you a radar display of which direction the enemy is facing, much like what the Blackbird did in Black Ops. The radar sweep also goes at 2 seconds, so you basically get the speed module stacked on top of that. Unfortunately, though, you're not able to use the speed module with it to make it a 1-second sweep interval. That would make it really damn powerful. It basically make it like the Blackbird for a pretty good cost. What would the cost be? Shit, $650, and Blackbird and Black Ops was 8 kills, so that's a steal. Since that don't matter, look at this footage. You can see how fast it's going. It's going every 2 seconds. You see the enemy direction, so it gives you a really good idea where they're at. Gives you that heads up to make a good play. Now moving to threat detection, which highlights the enemy position through walls, obstacles, everything, making them glow bright red, which is really obvious so you know exactly where they're at, and it gives you the ping on the radar every 4 seconds. When they get highlighted, it lasts about a second or so. But it really is super useful because you know exactly where they're at, so you can kind of see them if they're about to turn around a wall, get ready for them. So watch this footage, see it. Obviously, I'm just playing against bots in this because it's an easy way for me to cap some video. But you see exactly where they're at, you can just get after them. And a lot of this footage is just against bots because I'm old, I suck at game. But one of the good things about sucking is that you can add the support module on top of this. And even if you die, you know your score is going to keep adding up like in previous Call of Duty where they have the sport option. So that's really nice. So you can stack it on top, and even if you die, you're going to still accumulate score towards the score streak. The orbital module for 300 costs just makes it go out of range so people can't shoot it down. I think it's kind of useless just because most people really aren't shooting UAVs down. Now, one of my favorite modules is a support module. Your points keep accumulating after you die. So if you stink, you'll keep getting those points and eventually get that score streak. Now for my recommendation, it would be threat detection plus the speed module. You can use that alone for $750, or you can use it with support for $1050. It's really effective because they're going to be turning on and off like Christmas lights every second pretty much. So you really know where they're at. You can find the enemy and get them. Lastly, know that low profile is a hard counter to this. No matter what modules you have, if they got low profile, you're not going to be seeing them. Threat detection or not. Look at this. That's it.